You're watching Cable 2.
Hello everyone, I'm Chris Runge and you're in touch with Dr. Angela Hairston. Thanks for joining us for this, the last In Touch program of this year. It's going to be 2020 very soon. Can you believe that?
Oh, no.
Welcome, Dr. Hairston. Thanks so much for being with us. Before we get started, we've got a holiday greeting from you. It's your 2019 holiday card. Let's take a look.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
That was really nice. And we're going to talk more about the holidays coming up in just a little bit. But it looks like you had a busy year because those were all events that you've attended in the past few months.
It has been very busy,
yes,
but fun.
Yes, it has been a good time. So let's get the business out of the way, and then we'll have some more fun. A full credit African American Studies course and the expansion of advanced placement courses to more schools are part of new high school courses for next year, and this was approved by the board very recently. Can you tell us more about the courses themselves and why they're so important?
Yes, challenging our children both academically and socially is very important. We are excited to offer more advanced placement courses. We feel that gives the children rigor in the high school. It pushes them. In addition to our dual enrollment programs. We want children to be exposed to pre-college work as early as possible. So that's that component. But the other part of our offering expansion is the African American History course, the Latin Studies course, the Native American Studies course, and our World Literature course. And also we have a course that just exposes children to lots of historical ethnic topics that we feel are important to learning about themselves, learning about their ancestors, other people. Understanding and appreciating diversity is so important to all children. And we feel that this will help children have choice and at the same time expose children to options to learn about diverse communities. Feel real excited about that.
And speaking of the AP courses, the Career Center is holding an open house on January 31st.
Yes.
We're running all that information on Cable 2. They've got some incredible advanced placement.
Oh my gosh, our children, our students, our young men and women are so smart. I mean, it's exciting. I was in an anatomy class recently, and the work that they're doing in advanced placement biology, advanced placement chemistry. So many communities are unable to offer those courses, one, because they don't have the student interest, and two, oftentimes they fail to have the staff. We have both, and so we are excited to see advanced placement grow actually across the district.
We're very lucky to have all of that.
Absolutely.
Too. Yeah. The Board of Education also approved, and this is really interesting, kind of exciting. They approved a streamline of board meetings, which typically for the past several decades have taken place twice a month. The revision, and I've been here for most of them, the revision to Policy 9000 bylaws, which established the governing procedure for school board meetings and proceedings. So what are the benefits of streamlining the meetings, and what are we doing? We're just doing a new format?
Well, we've had committee meetings for, as you mentioned, several years, and they've grown in number. When you start with a couple of committees, you're fine, but when you grow in numbers, you have 5 committee meetings. That's 5 opportunities for board members to be engaged in committee work, and oftentimes these were on different days, and it really led to some miscommunication. Streamlining the meetings offers the community more opportunities to hear what's happening in the schools. If you have one day of committee meetings or committee sessions, you can attend one day of meetings. They're long now, but you can attend, put one day on your calendar and be at every committee meeting on that one day. You can hear all of the discussion, engage the board after the meetings, review the topics prior to each meeting or each session, and it just improves communication. The board meeting will be for the purpose of approving agenda items and continuing discussion, but people are very busy, and what we want to be able to do is to assure community members that they're not having to place 7 and 8 days on their calendar to capture the work of the board. 2 days and you have captured the work of the board, and there's just improved communication.
That's great. That's awesome. And we'll put that schedule up on cable too as well.
Absolutely.
Barely a couple of weeks into December and we had our first, I guess, winter weather threat. We were lucky. It wasn't too bad. But always this time of year, you have to make the call. Are we going to delay or are we going to close? What's it like to be the person that makes that final call? It must be tough.
Oh, it is scary. It is scary because weather changes so quickly. And what I have learned is we have a great team here, and I need to trust in that team. I need to trust in the data, and we will make mistakes. We will make mistakes, but I can assure everyone we will always err on the side of caution. And if we err on the side of caution, we'll ask for patience. So if there are days when we ask for a 2-hour delay and there's sunshine, then we ask for forgiveness and patience. But it's a tough call because weather does change so quickly.
It really is a tough call, especially in this part of the country.
Exactly.
You were recently part of a very large gathering of dignitaries at Carver High School when they announced the opening of their first ever student-run credit union. We're going to talk more about it on the backside of this story. We've got more information about it here. Learning to save money, budget, and build good credit are just some of the goals of the new student-run credit union at Carver High School. It's a first for Carver and was unveiled with a lot of fanfare.
How you handle your money can affect all aspects of your life. The ability to make sound decisions on investing, the ability to spend well and save is a crucial lesson to all of our students and even us here as adults.
A Legacy partnered with Carver to form the credit union. This is the 9th such partnership as a Legacy continues to teach financial responsibility at an early age. Students operate each of the credit unions under the supervision of trained staff. Participating students must complete business or accounting courses and are selected based on maturity and classroom conduct. The Honorable Rodney Hood is the chairman of the National Credit Union Administration. It's a huge job, but he traveled from Washington, D.C. to attend the ceremony.
So to the bright men and women who are going to be running the credit union, to the school administrators, to the local school board, thank you all for the investment that you're making, not only today, but in tomorrow.
A smart financial future is ahead for hundreds of Carver Yellow Jackets. That's FastCast. You know, credit union or not, Carver always does it right. They have that hospitality committee, and they're so nice and welcoming at that school. But that's a neat thing, having a student-run credit union.
You know, financial literacy is important. Classes that offer children opportunities to learn about financial literacy and learn how to be good stewards of their money is important. But what's more important is the credit union taking a chance on our children, and not just in Carver, but several of our high schools, and giving them the hands-on opportunity, the real-life experiences to manage money, to learn about investments, and to learn how to teach other people. You know, the best way to learn something is to really teach other people, but they're teaching their peers how to manage money. They're able to engage in discussion about their money management strategies. I've been in classes where children had worksheets and they would budget on the worksheet, and it was all learning, but this is a hands-on opportunity, and it's a rare opportunity for a school district to have credit unions in the high schools. So hats off to Dr. Carol Montague Davis and the team over there for all of the work, and also the Honorable Chairman Hood in having the faith, and the President of the credit union having the faith in our children to put that project in our schools.
Yeah, big thanks to a legacy for doing that.
Absolutely.
So many of our schools.
Absolutely.
Sometimes superintendents get to have a little bit of fun on the school
Yes.
day, and you did. This was just this week. We're going to show you video of. Look at this. What,
that was so
tell us
much
about it.
fun.
That was a huge event.
So our students were invited to see a game. The Demon Deacons to see a game there, and I was a guest coach. And so now that has little meaning, but this was a great opportunity for children to have fun, to see women's basketball, engage. And I actually am familiar with the program because my daughters went to the Wake Forest basketball camps in the summer. The one thing I can say about Coach Hooker, she doesn't delegate that role in the summer. She is hands-on. When my girls were young, they admired the work there. And then none of them went on to play basketball at the college level. They were not at that level, but they enjoyed her camps because she was always there and present, and that intensity around her girls. But more than that, it was an opportunity for our children to walk on a university campus and to have fun walking on a university campus. They spoke about the academic components there. The players were able to talk about their favorite classes, and I got to sit by some young ladies and gentlemen and tell them about the game, teach them about the game of basketball. So it was an exciting opportunity, and I want to thank the Wake Forest University athletic director, coach, and team for making it a great event, and actually our staff and principals and bus drivers for just making it a fun event.
Daryl Taylor tells me that over 200 buses were there that day.
Yes, oh yes, it was packed and lots of fun. Got to eat a few hamburgers and hot dogs with kids, but
that's great.
Sometimes we just need to have a little fun and teach kids about the great university work that goes on here in our county.
That's great. It was a great day. And really right down the road, less than a mile, while students from all around the area packed Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum, kindergartners at Cook Literacy Model School got a visit from the state's top education leader and the most popular man of the season. State Superintendent Mark Johnson and Santa Claus showed up in Cook's Media Center. Along with holiday cheer and lots of hugs, Santa brought 2 books for each student to take home and keep. Look at that reaction. Johnson and others from the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction came to Winston-Salem from Raleigh just to visit Cook. Last year, after the devastation caused by Hurricane Florence, he headed to Wilmington with books for students, and seeing what a positive effect that had, he wants to do it more places all around the state, and he's doing just that. That was a great event. It really was. And that was a neat Santa Claus, too.
Oh, yes. And Mark Johnson is such a supporter of our school district and our education system. And he's the leader, of course, but he certainly has a passion for children. And this was a great day for our children. And certainly, I think Santa Claus made more of a difference in their heads. But sharing the books and saying to them that reading is important was a great day.
It was wonderful. Before we head to break, any words to folks as we head toward the holidays?
I just want to thank our staff, our bus drivers, our teacher assistants, our teachers, our parents, our students, our school board members, and all of the community members who've made this a great semester for me. As a leader and as a new leader to the district, I'm looking forward to great things happening and continuing to happen in our district. And I want us to have a great restful season and enjoy our families.
That's
I
awesome.
wish everyone well over the break.
Are you going to get a rest?
There's no rest for me.
I figured.
But I do get to spend time with family, and that's important.
Okay, good. Well, happy holidays.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you in 2020. When we come back, you're going to hear some incredible numbers about our transportation and our buses. Stay with us.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you,
I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included, and I knew that I was going to be okay.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work. Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left!
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent?
What?
Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
There are a lot of challenges in the school system. You've got to feed the kids, you've got to keep them safe, and we have over 55,000 students. And an amazing number of them ride our buses to school each and every day. One of the people who's responsible for all that, the Assistant Superintendent for Operations, Daryl Walker. Daryl, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate being the opportunity to be here.
Yeah, you've been making the rounds lately with a presentation about our network of buses. It really is a huge operation. What are some of the biggest challenges you all face?
Well, we're facing a lot of challenges that other districts across the country are facing. Obviously, the bus driver shortage has been a really big concern and issue to a lot of districts, and it's made us think a little differently on what our core focus is and kind of where we're going in the future and direction with our transportation.
Just to get a sense of what I'm talking about in terms of those numbers, we've put together some of the numbers from your PowerPoint presentation, and they really are incredible. Look at this. The total number of yellow buses, 341. Total number of activity buses, 110. This is just our district. Buses used for magnets, 94. The number of magnet schools, 17. Bus runs per day, 1,831. Miles per day, 23,540. Average daily riderships over 25,000. And in the afternoon, that number really jumps, doesn't it?
It does, and it changes by season too. That number will climb more in the spring.
Why is that?
Well, a lot of it has to do with after-school activities, and a lot of kids, and in the fall playing football and some sports where you have a lot of numbers. Those numbers will decline a little bit in the spring. You don't have as large a teams,
right?
But our ridership will go up probably close to 30,000 or so in the spring.
Wow, Transportation Department really does an amazing job, but like everyone, they get some complaints. We get complaints about the Here Comes the Bus app. Is that our app? Do we run it, or is that a company? Or?
Yeah, it's a company that we've contracted with that does our turn by turn, our GPS called Synovia. They own the app. Some of the problems, though, and quite honestly, and I think you have to admit, if you have a concern or an issue, is kind of how you communicate. How information is translated. So if we have to split a route, then it's hard to get that information to the app. If it's a substitute bus and it's going to be substituting for a period of time, obviously it's much easier. But when you on the fly have to split a route, it's hard to get that information accurate to parents, and that's really what causes the majority of the problems.
You just heard us talk to Dr. Hairston about making the call during bad weather, whether we're going to close, whether we're going to delay. You're a big part of that team too in the morning. Can you walk us through it? I mean, it's not you look out the window and oh, you know, it looks wet, we're going to delay. I mean, it's a big process.
It is, and preparation starts 3 or 4 days in advance. Once you kind of know that some opportunity may be on the rise, you know, we're having conversation with the local emergency management folks, Duke Energy, meteorologists, local meteorologists, kind of gather a lot of data. On the day before, typically we'll get up 2, 3 in the morning. We need to make that call, on all honesty, by around 4:30 in the morning to gather and to be able to give drivers enough time so that they don't come out into the elements and get to the bus lot. So we gather a lot of information early in the morning. We're looking at road temperatures. We're looking at current conditions. We have some electronic technology on top of our vehicles that are gathering all this around how much ice, how much snow, kind of what conditions really are. And we kind of compile that before I call the superintendent with a recommendation.
It's incredible. And those buses, even when there's not bad weather, they're really out early.
They are. Yeah, our first stop's around 5:14 a.m. So yeah, they're out and about. Most buses are leaving the lot about 5 for those, especially those middle school runs. A lot of our magnet transportation is countywide, so you have to kind of start early to get them from point A to point B, especially when they're in a magnet school that may be on the opposite side of the county.
Sure, yeah. Final question, and we'll let you get back to work. Any priorities you have as we head into 2020?
One of the things that we're really looking at is kind of a reevaluating our transportation system. We are looking to switch our drivers over from part-time. We have a combination of full-time, part-time. You saw the number of 340 plus buses. We're going to reorganize and go down to 255 full-time drivers.
Wow.
That'll give our drivers an opportunity to get some benefits and a pay increase because of more hours. And we hope that'll be a way to kind of help combat some of this driver shortage issue. That's going to take place. We've been working with Dr. Hairston on some means and methods in which to pay for all their licensure. Their medical DOTs that we've never done as a district before. That is going to start in January. And with that, we're creating a wellness program for our drivers as well. So excited about some opportunities around transportation. A lot of construction projects on the horizon in 2020, part of the bond. So a lot of big work ahead of us.
That's big news about the bus drivers. I kind of buried the lead with that question. I should have led with that.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's an opportunity that we've been looking at for some time. You know, there is a cost factor behind that, but you know, we think it's the right thing to do. We have enough work to make people full-time, and if it'll help us combat this shortage, you know, we're all in and want to do whatever we can to support these drivers.
That's great news. That's awesome. Happy holidays to you.
Merry Christmas. Thank you very much.
Yes, and Happy New Year. Thanks very much for being with us. We appreciate it. And we thank you for being with us for this edition of In Touch, the last for 2019. We're going to end this program with some really good news because this is the season of giving. And we have one more bit of news from Cook Literacy Model School, and it's a fine way to end the program today. A former high school basketball star turned pro player came back to town recently to show the kids at Cook what giving back is all about. We'll leave with that, and then we'll head on out. Remember, holiday music all the way through the first of the year right here on Cable 2. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in 2020. This is what giving back looks like.
Oh, that matches what you got on. There you go. That matches what you got on, too.
Professional basketball player and Winston-Salem native C.J. Harris recently stopped by Cook Literacy Model School to let every student know they're appreciated and they matter. He also gave them all a present for the upcoming winter.
Give them a little token of my appreciation, some hats and gloves for the winter. I just wanted to tell them that I'm an example of somebody that's coming from where they're from and accomplish their dreams, and hopefully that they can do the same thing.
Harris was a star player at Mount Tabor and went on to play 4 years for Wake Forest University. Winston-Salem runs deep in his blood, and he's always happy to come back and give back.
I had an amazing time in Winston-Salem school system. So many people that I still keep in contact with today that are close to me. Coach Muse from Mount Tabor, Mike Muse from Wake Forest and East Forsyth. People like that are what I remember most about the school system.
Harris most recently played in China, and he's back home awaiting his next offer. C.J. Harris giving back to Winston-Salem for Forsyth County Schools. That's FastCast.
Thank you for joining us on your school channel, Cable 2.